What's up, you guys? It's Super DBZ 800G here, and today I will be going through a walkthrough. Experience points will not be earned proceeding to really, bro? Does it still have offline? Oh, thank God. Okay. I will be going through a walkthrough of the, do the challenges still work? Yeah, they do. I will be going through a walkthrough of the virtual cabin in Friday the 13th, the game. Now, for those of you that don't know what the virtual cabin is, kind of like, you can find a lot of Easter eggs and, a bunch of other stuff from the Friday the 13th movies. It's pretty crazy. I myself have seen all the Friday the 13th movies, and I love every single one of them. So for me, the virtual cabin is pretty crazy, and the glitch that happens that you do to find out the ending of the virtual cabin is pretty insane. I did it, and I was very happy with what happened. So, for starters, you kind of look through a bunch of stuff. You can look through certain items. So here it talks about, it shows off a bunch of other Easter eggs about the movie. It's like about the casting and the scripts and the weapons used in the movies and the costumes and stuff like that. So like, you can see it's talking about the kid version of Jason and how in the first one how they wanted to cast someone's son. Here you have the different counselors that were murdered by Jason. So this one is Eric. He got murdered. This one is the fireplace. There's just a bunch of different Easter eggs, man. I love it. Is that an Easter egg? Hold up. The pole? Is the pole an Easter egg? Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. What's this? Hold up. Oh, no. Alright, so we'll be going through the downstairs first, and then the upstairs, and then at the end I'll do the Jason room. So this room, I think is a reference to part 3, where the girl died in the hammock. So that's her. She's kind of looking a little dead. And then her boyfriend is on the back. Oh no! That's also a reference to part 3, when he was nailed through there, through the door. Here is like all the different scripts for the movies. So this one is part 9, a script for part 9, I believe. Yeah, so they talk about like the different scripts in the movies. This one, I don't know which script that is. Here it talks about like the director Sean Cunningham, who directed the Friday the 13th movies. This talks about part 8, which is Jason Takes Manhattan. Here you have an Easter egg about I was about to say Franklin from the Texas Chainsaw movies, since the wheelchair. But it's not Franklin. It's that one dude, I think part 2, I believe? Part 2 or... I think part 2. Yeah, Friday the 13th part 2. It was the kill where Jason comes up and they're all outside on like the porch, and Jason, he like creeps up and he stabs the machete through the dude's face, and his wheelchair just goes flying down all these stairs. Oh, it was awesome. So that's that Easter egg. It was dope, man. It was dope. Here we have the police car from part 6. Jason Lives. So that is that. And then we have this room, which is the bathroom. And then the kill from part 9, I believe, the girl in the bathtub, I think. Yeah, so that's her. And then, yeah. Then there's the other counselor. Down here is the Jason room. I'll do that last. Alright. Now for the upstairs. Yeah, I like the virtual cabin so far. Alright, so these are all the Jason masks. So the only one that is not here is part 5. So it starts out part 3, part 4. Part 5 is the blue one with the blue arrows. Part 6, part 7, part 8, and part 9 being the last one. And there's like a bunch of other Easter eggs. Here is Bugsy. And then Chad is right over here. His butt got murdered. There he is. And there's this room, what I like to call the weapons room. So you have Tommy's shotgun, the pocket knife that the counselors can use to get out of Jason's grip. You have the firecrackers that you can stun Jason with. You have the pig splitter, which was used in part 4 and is also used for part 4 Jason that's in this game. He's the only Jason that I haven't unlocked. And then you have the car keys, which you can use to start the car in the game. You have the first aid kit, spray, whatever you want to call it. And then you have another one. And then you have the spear from part 6. And Jason Lives, when Jason first rises up from the grave and uses the spear. He actually uses the spear that impaled him, actually. If you guys have ever seen Friday the 13th part 6, in the beginning, Tommy goes back, makes sure Jason is dead, and impales Jason's body with a stick that was at the cemetery, and stabs Jason in the chest with it, and the metal from the spear causes electricity to come down and make a thunderstorm and resurrect Jason, and he pretty much rips the first guy's heart out, which is an awesome kill for the beginning of the movie, and then takes the spear, puts the hockey mask on, and then my favorite part is as Jason is heading towards Tommy is trying to light him on fire because he's like wet from the rain because it was super rainy, and he's trying to get the lighter to work, and Jason sits there. It's honestly the funniest scene ever. Tommy's terrified. He's like, come on, man. Get this lighter working. And Jason's sitting there. He's like, bruh. But it was funny. I like part 6. Part 6 is one of my favorite Jasons in this game. Here you have the the bat. You have the knife, and the bear traps that Jason can use. So the regular bear traps are the ones next to the other one, this one. So this one right here is the one that or wait, this is, yeah. So this is the trap that the counselor uses to try to catch Jason, and then the other actual bear trap is the one that Jason uses to catch the counselors. This is the radio to call Tommy, so if you were in an actual game and you died, you could call Tommy. And in part 4, this is the I almost said Tom Savini, because Tom Savini did a majority of the makeup work for Friday the 13th. Tom Savini desk. This is the Tommy Jarvis desk from part 4 with young Tommy Jarvis, so that is what that looks like. This is the bow and arrow kill from part 5? I don't know. Part 5, I think? This is the pitchfork from part 3, when Jason appears. This is the machete, Jason's iconic weapon, another machete. This is the fire axe from part 8. This is the axe that was used in part 9. And this is the another axe. And then this is another spear, pipe wrench, and yeah. And then this is the lifeboat that you can use to escape from Jason. If you were a counselor, you can use the boat. Yeah. And then there's just this room. Honestly, this room is stupid. And then this room is the, whoops, the camera was weird, is the Jason X room. So if you don't remember, at like the very end of Jason X, they go through the spaceship. So normally when you first discover this Easter egg, you look at the computer, you push the switch on the door, and Jason X pops out. It was like the best thing ever, seeing that Easter egg for the first time, man. Like pushing that button and then seeing Jason X just walk out of the freaking tunnel, man. Just seeing him walk, man. Just seeing the character model and seeing the design. Just, it was so beautiful, man. Alright, now for the Jason room, which has all the different Jasons in it. So, obviously right here we have Kid Jason, which is the first Friday the 13th movie, obviously. And then we have Mr. Grown-Up himself, Mr. Sackhead. Part 2, which honestly is one of my favorite looking Jasons. It reminds, his look, his character model, reminds me of, what's that one movie? The killer looks just like Part 2 Jason. Oh God, what's that movie? I can't think of, oh yeah, I remember it now. The Town That Dreaded Sundown. That's what the movie is called. The Town That Dreaded Sundown. And the killer wears a sack head just like Jason does. And this was when Jason made his first real appearance. And then you get to the iconic one himself, Part 3 Jason, which that was the first time he wears his iconic hockey mask. And in reality, Jason's hockey mask is just a regular old goalie mask. They just kind of like redid it a little, I guess, like kind of redid the mask and repainted it and stuff and did all that type of stuff. But that's when he first dons the hockey mask, and a hockey mask would never be the same again. Yeah, and then you got where's part 4? Part 4 is on the other side. Part 4 is right here. The mask, as you would have noticed, is pretty worn. It has that iconic axe gash at the top of it from the end of Part 4, when the last surviving girl put the axe through his mask, and Jason kind of zombie walked in front of her and then fell down. This was actually the final chapter, which obviously is Part 4, was supposed to be an end to the series, but everyone was like, no, we need more of this Jason dude. He's awesome. And so that led to more awesome movies. Where would we be today without Is Part 5 in here? Hold on, Part 6? No! I noticed that. Out of all the Friday the 13th models, Part 5 is the only one that's not in here. Part 6, Jason Lives, what everyone considers to be zombie Jason. That's the one where he gets risen from the grave with lightning, and he's a zombie, and he gained the ability to regenerate his tissue and regenerate himself. He gained super strength and enhanced speed. So as you can tell, he has the spear from when he was resurrected. So that's kind of cool. And then we have one of my top 5 personal favorites, Friday the 13th Part 7, which was Kane Hodder, who does a great, magnificent job of playing Jason, man. If you've ever seen him do interviews or seen what he actually looks like, he looks like Jason. He's just as buff. He's just as huge. He's insane, man. He's honestly insane. He's like the fan favorite Jason. I love Kane Hodder as Jason. And I just love this Jason in general, man. He's a zombie. He's been chained up to Crystal Lake forever and ever, so you can see the chain around his neck and see as he dissolves, and you can see his rib cage and his spine, and his mask looks torn up. This is Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. He kind of looks all slimy from the lake and stuff, and a lot of the movie of Jason Takes Manhattan itself, if you've ever seen it, a lot of it is shot on the cruise ship, and then there are a couple of shots that are actually taken in New York, like Manhattan, but the budget was a little low. And then he has the fire axe. My other favorite, which is Part 9, I love Part 9, man. His mask is practically attached to his brain. He just looks all decayed and deformed, and it's just nuts. And Tom Savini with his makeup and special effects, man, he's a legend. And same goes for Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder is just amazing. And then there's the exclusive Savini Jason. So that was a day one kind of reward if you supported the game. So the story of this goes after Jason Goes to Hell, which is part 9. Jason was in hell, and he kind of fought Lucifer, which is the devil, and that's how he got the pitchfork. And he's all burned with lava, and his skin is badly burned, and all this other type of stuff. And he took the pitchfork from the devil, which is Lucifer. And then, yeah, I think that's a great looking Jason. This is the Tom Savini specific Jason. So he specially designed this Jason himself, which Tom Savini, knowing him and his work, I love it, man. The Savini Jason is one of my favorite Jasons. It's insane. I just love it. And then we have the fan favorite himself, Jason X. Now, I think it was like a copyright, like a lawsuit issue, like licensing or right issues with the Friday the 13th series, why they couldn't get the Jason X content out. But this is cybernetic Jason. In the first part of the Jason X movie, he's human. He comes back from being frozen, and then he gets the crap beaten out of him by the android, and then the android blows his head off, and then there are these nano bugs that repair his tissue and regenerate him into Cyber Jason. So that's that. And that's my Virtual Cabin Friday the 13th review, people. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Peace!